Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, the 27th of November, Thanksgiving Eve, Friendsgiving, some call it. Welcome, welcome. What are you and you, but especially you, grateful for tonight? Tell me about it. That is what I want to know. Let me get all my screens going here. What is going on in your world? What is going on in it? I am excited to be here with you and hear all about it on this Thanksgiving Eve. Maybe you're having Friendsgiving right now and you're like, hey, Neil, what are you doing here? I'm having Friendsgiving. It's all good. It is all good. I can't believe we are at the 27th. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, April. How are you tonight? I hope all is well in Nebraska and you are all set for the Thanksgiving that is to be. My lighting's getting wonky here. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Great to have you here live. Jessica, in the non-Thanksgiving place. In that non-Thanksgiving place, Canada. Well, you're always thankful. You have it at a different time. I forget when Thanksgiving is in Canada. Is it around July 4th? Is that when Thanksgiving is in Canada? I forget. I know you have a time that is like Thanksgiving in the US. But it is great to have everybody here live that could join us. It's great to have you all watch the replay. One thing you don't want to miss is Sunday Night Live. Next Sunday, the 1st of December. You do not want to miss the live we are doing on Sunday. I want to be joined by Angie. I want to be joined by Angie on Sunday. I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, Thanksgiving in Canada is in October, like around Columbus Day or something. Okay, I got you. Hey, Lou, how are you? It's great having Aaron on yesterday's Make It Happen workshop. Follow up. It is great to, we will try not to ever have you come to a hurricane again. We'll do our best. Very control a lot of things, but I do not control the weather. That is true. Let's get started tonight because I want to get you on to baking and doing whatever you all are doing in preparation of Thanksgiving. And we're having pie tonight. I'm just saying. So you're between me and pie. A year of positive thinking. We are on the 27th. And on the 27th, we have a mantra for having faith. I am loved, I am supported, and I am taken care of, even when I don't know how I am. There you go, people. There is the 27th. Well, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is doing well as we close in on Thanksgiving in the U.S. I'm a little surprised at the number of stores open some part of tomorrow, if not all day tomorrow. Even by us, there's a grocery store chain that is open a good part of tomorrow, like till 3 o'clock or something. I was really surprised by that because it's usually one of the days that people agree to close. But shifting behaviors, I guess. Shifting behaviors. And behavior is partly what we're going to talk about today. Today's episode is wait for it. What would you do? What would you do? And this is a true story. So this is an interactive night tonight, so be prepared to interact. Okay, because I'm asking you what would you do? Today I was in Target after I donated blood. Did donate blood today again. Gift of life. Be one of the 3%, people. Be one of the 3%. That is what I'm telling you. The So I was in Target today and I made a purchase, and it was for a large quantity in different colors, basically, for keeping it simple. So I bought like 10 of it in this color, 5 of it in that color, 20 of it in that color. Actually, 23 of it in that color, to be specific. And I checked out. I had the most wonderful cashier. Well, actually, the first part that was funny was Target's self-checkout was down. So their self-checkout was broken. And they love to just have that open and none of the registers. And so it was a challenge for them there today because they aren't usually used to staffing as many registers as were needed today in there. But had a lovely woman who waited on me at the register, and she made April look like a giant. For those of you that know April, April isn't the tallest woman. Okay. She made April look tall. And so we got talking because she saw my sticker for donating blood today. And she's like, oh, I can't do blood. I'm in the hospital all the time because I dress up as a clown and everything. And I do that and help people in the hospital. I do all this volunteering and doing all this helping in the hospital. Oh wow! But this would make you look like this woman would make you look like a giant, April. Okay, she was short. She was short. That's actually how I got her registered. Nobody could see her. Nobody could see her. She was down here. She was down here. Nobody saw her there, and I noticed she was on a register, and nobody noticed her. So I had no lines, no waiting for Neil because Neil paid attention. And so we're talking and everything, and she rings up my purchase, and I don't think anything of it. I tap to pay with my phone. Get out my phone and tap to pay, and wish her a happy Thanksgiving, and I move on. And so then I'm running other errands after this. I had run other errands, and I got out my phone to tap to pay at another store. And I got out my phone, and I saw the price that I paid at Target. And I'm like, oh no, that's wrong. I'm like, it was just obviously too little. It was obviously too little. And I'm talking a lot too little, like $80 to $100 too little. And I knew it just by seeing the amount. And I'm like, that's wrong. And so my first thought was, well, I need to go back to Target and I need to pay the extra money because I'm not stealing from Target. Yes, they're a big company and everything, but I'm not going to steal from Target. Okay, big company, little company, doesn't really matter. I'm not going to steal from anybody. And but then I'm like, oh no, I just had the most amazing customer service experience. The woman was wonderful. Okay, she actually does this job so she can volunteer as a clown and help in the hospital. If I go back to Target in big company, they aren't going to think she's nice and sweet and friendly, which is hard to hire. You remember, you can't train friendly. Okay, you can't train friendly. You either are or you aren't. So you can't train that. You can train everything else in your store, but you can't train that. And she was amazing. So what do I do? Okay, do I go back to Target and pay this extra money, which I owe? I owe this money. okay, because I was not charged enough. I know I wasn't. I don't know where the mistake was. Okay, I have my receipt, but I haven't looked at it at this point. I don't know where the mistake is, but I know I wasn't charged enough. Do I go back there? And I know the corporate playbook. Okay, so part of it is I have too much knowledge. I, I have too much knowledge. And if I go back to Target and I go to customer service, or go to the manager and say, hey, I owe you this extra money. Here it is. This wonderful woman would probably get fired. It's not a write-up. It's the amount is too high. The amount is too high. So I know what I know what Target's policy is for this. Okay, because the threshold was exceeded. Okay, I know what the threshold. I know what this is. And so, what would you do? So there's my question. What do you do? Do you go back? Do you go to the manager? Do you go to customer service and say, hey, I owe you for these things? And I already have them in my car. They're in my car, but I owe you for these. And at this point, well, let me add one more piece of information. I know it's 20. So one of the kind that I had 23 of, okay, she only charged me for 3 by mistake. Okay. The rest of my receipt was right. Yeah, that's a good one, April. Check and see if they're on sale. They weren't. And I had bought all of them. So I couldn't even go up and say, here's one of these, charge me for more of them. I have all that store had in my car. So what would you do? Do you go back and risk her getting fired? Do you not go back and, in essence, steal from Target? What would you do? I don't ask the easy questions. I don't ask the easy questions, but they were not on sale. And at this point, I knew what the mistake was. So I had figured out, I had looked at my receipt and I'm like, oh, that one, maybe just real quick, people fat finger things. They're typing real quick and they're clicking things on the register. They hit 3 instead of 23. Again, I don't think this was malicious, but I know if I go back to the store and go to customer service, she's going to get fired because I know the playbook. What say you people? What would you do? Would you tell Neil, this is the sweet lady who goes to the hospital, and I wouldn't I wouldn't do it, I wouldn't let this ruin this sweet lady's Thanksgiving and get her fired. No, not little. So laundry baskets that we use in the store. So they're cheapest at Target. Even though I know where they're manufactured, I can't get them any place less than at Target. I can get them less at college season, but that's a whole nother story. But laundry baskets, so not little items. High quantity, not little items. So I obviously had a full cart. I had a full shopping cart. And that was after. I'll even add another that but I get this a lot. I help several people in Target. So I'm walking around Target. Well, can you tell me where this is? Can you get this for me off this shelf? And I'm like, I don't work here. I don't actually work here. Yeah, small would be easier. Laurel would go back. Lou would go and take 20 baskets back into the store and then go straight to the register and pay for them. That's very interesting. Uh, Jessica, well, we break some during the year too, Jessica. So I'm not really trying. We have a goal of adding 600 baskets over 6 months, or 500 I forget what it is, 500 or 600 over 6 months. It's probably 500 over 6 months over the next 6 months to our rotation. But those are all very good. Okay, I will tell you. So what happened? What did Neil do? Well, Lou is sneaky. Well, Lou is close to the actual answer. So first, Neil phoned a friend. Neil phoned a friend. So Neil's first answer is phone a friend. Okay, and so Neil called Angie. We were talking. Angie and I were going back and forth on other things today, anyways, right then, and had been texting. And I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, I know. I told her everything I told you guys. I'm like, I know they will fire her. Then hire her for your store. Well, I was nowhere. I was close to the house and nowhere. I would love to hire her. I would hire her in a second. I would hire her in an absolute second. She was a true pleasure. I would hire her in a second. Um, but here, so close to what Lou said, but a slight twist is what Angie and I came up with as we talked it out. And what I did was I took my receipt in and I picked up some candy, a small purchase, and went to her register. Okay. And to show you what a wonderful person. So this is probably an hour later. So an hour later, by the time I'm back at Target, at least an hour. And I come up to her register and she's like, hello again, friend. Hello again, friend. Okay, again, if all of any one of us could hire someone like that, you know, God, we'd all be better off if we could have somebody like that working for us. Okay. And I said, and I had figured out what she had done at that point. So I knew she shorted me 20. I'm like, we made a little mistake. I got in her line when nobody else was there, right after she finished another customer and there was nobody behind me. And I said, I need you to charge me for 20 of these. I didn't want to get you in trouble. So I decided that this was honest. Okay. And maybe I'm naive for that or whatever. Okay. I don't think she tried to cheat Target. Okay. But I did not want her to get fired. Not because it's Thanksgiving Eve, but because I didn't think she deserved it. And so she rang me up for the 20. She loved on me because I was honest. I paid for those and I got a package of M&Ms. So that was the end result. And she was still employed as of when I left there. Okay. And she was still employed, and then I got myself a Starbucks drink on the way out. But that was what I did to resolve the situation. Okay, because I wanted to do right. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, I mean, you want to do right, but I didn't want to. It wasn't, it was such an honest mistake. But I know their corporate policy. Like I know what they do. And there's a lot of good reason for their corporate policies, a lot of good reason for their thresholds and their rules. And when you employ as many people as Target does, there's a lot of good reason to this is the policy, this is the rules. And it's really cut and dry. It's not about the person, it's about what happened. And I totally get that because of what we teach, because of what we do when we work with you. I totally get that. But I felt this was the right thing to do. This resolved everything. This didn't get her in trouble. This paid for what I took and made everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. So, these moments in real life do make you think. These moments in real life do make you think. And I know some people are like, oh, they're a big company, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. It does matter. That's what keeps, profit margins are small. And I don't care whether you're $100 million company or you did $100,000 in sales, and profit margins are small, people. What actually makes it to the bottom line, and we're going to do a lot of work on the bottom line in the new year, on what your bottom line is and creating a retained earnings, which is a whole nother topic for most of you. We're going to do a lot of work on that and in creating that and doing that and being intentional with that. But it's no different. The challenges that are faced are no different for you or for Target. So doing right, even when nobody else knows about it, and yeah, here I am telling you all, look at me, I did right. I'm not telling you the story to look at me do right. I'm telling you the story because I want you to think about these tough real life situations and real things and taking real action. And that's what makes things amazing. That is what makes this world amazing. And, we are all about the people we interact with and that we come in contact with. So how you treat another and how you do it matters. And so I think what I did today to this wonderful woman matters. And I'd love to see her dressed up as a clown because I think she'd be a hoot. And again, imagine if you could hire her as a cashier for your store and then get her to fill in as a clown too some days. And I know it feels like we just clown around some days. But what I really hope for you here on this Thanksgiving Eve is that you take tomorrow to give thanks. Take a moment tomorrow to give thanks for all your blessings, for all that you have, for the food on your table, for the people that you surround yourself with, for the community that you make. We are thrilled and honored, Angie and I, and April, to have you as part of our community. And we love on that and love you for it. And take a moment, even if it's a short one, because I know most of you have withdrawal symptoms, to leave the phone aside and pay attention to the people that you're around tomorrow. Just take that moment and pay attention to those you're around tomorrow. Even you, Jessica, up in Canada, take a moment of thanks, even though it's not Thanksgiving in Canada. I've heard from a few people in Canada today. Oh, thank you, April. Thank you. You are going amazing places. And wait until you learn more about retained earnings, Heather. We're going to talk about that. I'm excited for that as a topic next year. We've got so many great things on the planning booth. But don't forget to be here this Sunday, December 1st, on Secondhand Sunday. We will be on time at 8 o'clock because Angie's joining me, and we have to be on time when Angie joins me. We do. But you know what else? This video and everything I talk about, goes over to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running the store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yeah, ring the bell. Ring it so you know when another one drops. You'll also can share it with everybody you know in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everyone run a better business. I am here every Sunday and Wednesday at more 8 than-ish. Sunday and Wednesday, more 8 than-ish. But if you have a question in between, just email me. Neil, Neil at nextlevelresale.com, Neil at nextlevelresale.com. We start with our year of positive thinking every night. Book's getting a little thin. I read you the 27th, and I'm going to read you the 26th because I like the title. Happiness takes commitment. Happiness takes dedication and not accepting anything less than. Happiness is not a state of euphoria, but rather a state of wellness, peace, and innate love. Don't look outside of yourself for it because what you will find will only be temporary. What makes you unhappy? What makes you happy? Commit to asking yourself these questions often. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a Thanksgiving Day feast. Until then, or until Sunday at 8, not more 8, at 8 on Sunday, December 1st, know that you and you, but most importantly you, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night. Happy Thanksgiving to all. We'll see you on Sunday.